For many games, movement is one of the most important aspects to understand, and in the pursuit of perfection, entire communities have spawned committed to the goal of mastering it. Although this particular technique was first developed by Quake speedrunners, you may know the term best from the Counter-Strike source speed demon known as phoon. Welcome to Esports Thesaurus, where we break down terminology for iconic moves and techniques in esports and gaming. Today's topic, bunny hopping, also known as bhopping. Bunny hopping is a movement exploit found in games like Quake, Counter-Strike, Valorant, and other first-person shooters. It allows you to move around the map quickly by reducing the amount of ground friction applied to your character as they move around to maintain or increase velocity. And yes, real science is applied. To make a long physics lesson short, velocity is the rate at which your position changes per second, and friction is the resistance to motion that happens when two objects touch. These are two of the forces that impact movement most in-game and in real life. Some titles, like Counter-Strike and Valorant, have other factors, like equipped weapon weight, that also affect your maximum velocity. The concept of bunny hopping is relatively simple. You move forward, jump, and release the forward key. From there, it's all about timing. As soon as your character model is about to land, you'll want to jump again to reduce the amount of time your character touches the ground in order to mostly avoid the ground's friction. If you're trying this out in games like Counter-Strike, Valorant, or Apex Legends, you can actually bind your jump to your mouse wheel scroll up or down for more consistent results. It's up to your preference. Bunny hopping in this basic form will still slow you down slightly, so you'll also want to integrate air strafing into your hops to channel your inner speed demon. But what is air strafing? Air strafing lets you increase your max velocity while turning in midair. To do this, move left and right using your A and D keys, and also move your mouse in the corresponding direction. Mouse to the left while pressing A, and to the right while pressing D. Once you get the hang of it, you can air strafe multiple times in a single jump to perform a long jump. This is especially useful when turning corners, getting to hard to reach areas, and surprising opponents by wide peeking. Counter-Strike is by far the most active player base when it comes to bunny hopping enthusiasts, with thousands of community-made maps that focus exclusively on practicing bhopping, long jumps, and surfing. Valorant, on the other hand, has a hard cap on air strafe velocity. You won't necessarily want to use the technique to move faster, but rather to lower the amount of time you spend on a surface. This can come in handy when you're trying to move past an area covered by dangerous hazards like fire and poison. Valorant does allow for silent bunny hops when going up ramps by holding shift as you jump. Just make sure you land in a position higher than where you jump from. Finally, games like Titanfall and Apex Legends give players way more freedom of movement through sliding mechanics. With proper timing, you can transition back and forth from sliding to bunny hopping to traverse long distances quickly while also making yourself a harder target to hit. Check out this example from Apex Legends streamer Stormen. Now, let's break it down. Stormen is playing as Octane, a legend with an addiction to thrills. First, he sees the fight he's gonna take and notices an opportunity for some high octane, get it? Gameplay. He lays the launch pad on the ground, and as he's about to land, bunny hops off the loot canister and hops through an opening in the tunnel. Catching his enemies by surprise, he attacks and stims himself, increasing his speed to bob and weave to finish the fight. Here's a less chaotic example from the PGL Season 1 semifinals between TSM and Fnatic.
Trying to just stabilize that bank account, being some close rounds. It's going to be Pronax onto the Famous there. Still JW with that AWP though. He's going on short though. He's been boosted up, going for the aggressive pick, and actually goes all the way towards suicide and gets a huge headshot on the Garrigan there. What a massive pick that was.
Let's check that out again. After getting a boost from Olafmeister to reach Catwalk, JW bunny hops and air strafes to quickly reach mid doors on Dust 2, finding a clean headshot onto Kerrigan to start off the round. A little simpler, more straightforward use of the movement technique. Although bunny hopping is not nearly as effective in more recent games as it was on titles like Quake and Counter-Strike Source, it is still a useful tool to have up your sleeve in case you need to get yourself out of a pinch, or if you just want to show off for your friends. What's your favorite exploit in a game? What other topics do you think we should cover? Let us know in the comments down below and on our socials. And for everything else esports, keep it locked right here on IGN Compete.